So if you remember, I did a video the other day about a gentleman who said that his wife was not allowed to cut her hair. And he said that she had some rules on him. He never gave us those rules. But he didn't say that it was his preference that she couldn't cut her hair or that she didn't cut her hair. She wasn't allowed to. He has since made this response. Please watch the entire response and then we'll talk about it on the back end.
So this gentleman decided to do a stitch on one of my videos of my wife and I's relationship. And to say the least, the comments were pissed. And I'll tell you why. Because I said my wife's not allowed to cut her hair. Now, like a little 1-inch trim, that's fine, but she's not allowed to have short hair. And so many women are hung up on the allowed. And he gave his opinion, which was his opinion. But all the women on there, and I can show you some of the comments. Allowed, laugh out that. That's cute. This is why I'm single. No, you're single for a totally different reason. Trust me on that. That's why we prefer to be single. No, y'all prefer to be single for completely different reasons. But they keep going. What a charmer. A lot of people insulted the fact that I was bald.
That's stupid.
No, still no. But the main consensus was the fact that I have rules, boundaries, and limitations that I will not move on. And what they failed to go back and check was my wife also has rules, boundaries, and limitations on me. Like, this is not like I control my wife. Before we got married, I said, these are the things that I like and these are the things I expect in a marriage. If you don't like this, we don't have to get married. But this is me. This is who I am. This is what I like. I don't like short hair on girls. I don't find it attractive. There's certain things that was just one of them. And she looked at me and said, these are things I expect from a man. So you will do these. These are rules. Now, for all the people that says, well, we don't have rules in my relationship. You know what? Bullshit. I am tired of hearing. If you don't have rules, so your spouse can go out and fuck anybody she wants or he wants. They could go out and have an orgy without you. They could be gone for days and you'd be okay with that because you don't control them. You know, they're not property. If you don't have rules and preferences and what you want in a marriage, there was a ton of people on there that said, my ex said this and that's, gave me rules. Well, the reason they're your ex is because you didn't have any rules. There's nothing wrong with rules. It's a preference that somebody has. Now, either that person can accept it or not. There's other marriages that work for other people that I couldn't stand living like they do. But it works for them. I'm happy for them. You may not like my rules. You may think it's bullshit that I can't stand short hair on women. I just don't find it attractive. I think it's ugly. Like, there's no attraction there whatsoever. Once I see a girl with short hair, it's just, they're gross. They look like a little boy to me or something. I don't know. It doesn't excite me at all. It actually makes me want to go the other way. But you need to discuss this before your marriage. And for everybody on there that was insulting me and saying, well, we need to check on my wife. You're free to contact her anytime you want. She's on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. She's everywhere. She'd be more than happy to tell you. She's not embarrassed to say this at all because she does have things that she expects from me. And if you want to know those things, she can tell you. But, yeah. Every marriage is different. If you don't like what they like, don't get married.
So let's talk about this response. First things first. To anybody in my comment sections on any one of my videos that's insulting this guy because he's bald, stop. Okay? I don't like it. It's just not who we're supposed to be. It's the same reason I don't like people on my side of the political aisle going after Governor Abbott of Texas by calling him Hot Wheels. He's in a wheelchair through no fault of his own, right? The bald thing it's equivalent to them calling me fat. It's low-hanging fruit. It's stupid. I don't abide by it. You're absolutely right. Every marriage is different. And I've seen your wife's account. I've seen videos of your wife. I understand that your wife is all in on this, and that's what works for you, just like what works for my wife and I doesn't work for us. The reason why I'm doing the follow-up video and the reason why I did the original video is because I asked a question in that video, and it's a question that you still haven't answered. And that is, what happens if she comes home tomorrow with short hair? I understand she has boundaries and rules on you, and you have boundaries and rules on her, and whatever. In this video, you actually used the term preferences, which is what I said. I prefer my wife to have long hair too. I like long hair more. So as a result, my wife wears her hair longer than she would normally like to wear it because it's what I like. But it's not something that she has to do. You said allowed, and that's why people were hung up on the verbiage. So, if your wife came home tomorrow with a bob, what would you do? What's the punishment? What's the repercussion? Because you say allowed, it's a rule. There has to be if there's no consequence to breaking the rule, then it's not a rule. She can cut her hair anytime she wants. So I'm being honest when I answer. I want you to be honest when you answer. What would you do if she came home tomorrow with a bob and you went, hey, I told you I don't like that. And she went, yeah, I don't care. This is how I want to wear my hair. What would you do? Also, I find it rather odd. I want to use a stronger word than odd, but we've had a pretty respectful back and forth so far, so I'm trying to keep it respectful. I find it odd that you are comparing somebody cutting their hair with somebody having an extramarital affair. So you're telling me you don't have rules in your marriage, so your spouse can go fuck anybody they want? No, that's kind of a given rule in a marriage, unless otherwise stated up front. Hey, we're going to be poly, whatever. That's what a marriage is. You're committing to each other to not do those things. And you just compared your wife getting her hair cut to somebody else's spouse fucking around on them. Is that really the comparison, man? Don't focus on that question. No. What would you do if she came home today with a bob and told you that's her hairstyle, whether you like it or not?